Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters, Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. There, hey, fixed. Okay, I fixed that one. Now let me fix the other one. I didn't do anything. Windows updated and everything got fucked.
It's all
Okay, they can hear you now. Sorry about that, viewers and listeners to the podcast. Windows updated and everything on my end got fucked, because when Windows updates, it goes, oh, look at all these settings that you've got set up. You know what? You don't need those. In the trash.
Windows updates is the organized crime of technology. See what you got there. Sure would be a shame if something happened to it.
Not like you have any choice in the updates anyways. If you say no, they just update in the middle of the night when you're not paying attention. Anyways.
I apologize for absolutely nothing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 12 of Shadows of the Valley. Mara, you will notice, is not here right now. She will be joining us later in about 30 minutes or so. But those who are with us is me, John, the storyteller, and also Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Kisaki Hisoka. Oh my god, I remembered my name. What the fuck? Dragon Clan investigator. And it's gonna remember the name when he's about to die.
And Aaron.
Hello, I'm Aaron. I'll be playing Yase Hinata, the Lion Clan Shugenja, not Scorpion Clan Shugenja. I almost said that.
And Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I play Nakano Hayato, the Shisoru infiltrator of the Scorpion Clan.
And
I'm
William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Renakane, the Crab Clan Berserker, who is currently in the middle of a fight.
Speaking of which, when last we left our warriors, they had come across the Dragonfly Clan estate under siege by forces of the Shadowlands, and in a desperate bid to assist them, they planned for 2 hours. In the midst of
now you understand what it's like to run an Eberron game.
Oh, this is what it's like running any game with Final Show Films. What are you talking about? But while they were planning, it seemed that Suzume, the hireling, the young hireling thief that has been traveling with their group, had somehow acquired some form of black powder explosive from the Unicorn Clan. The thing that they hired her to do, although not explicitly that, but that sort of feel. Providing them with 6 2-pound grenades of black powder. Against some of the better judgment of Kisaki Hisoka, utilized those grenades to disrupt the command group of the Shadowland creatures in an attempt to disorient the siege forces and give the Phoenix Clan enough time to rally a charge to break the rest of their line. The explosives worked, killing all but the commanders of the command unit, with whom the group separately squared off. Irie challenging a lost duelist and winning. Hisoka, Hinata, and Irie challenging the and Hayato challenging a pair of fighters, one former Dragon Clan Bushi and one Maho Shugenja. That worked less good, but still they came out on top. Hayato being spared death by a few inches.
And a judicially spent void point.
That too. And now we move over to Renakane. So Akane, the rest of your group has separated off, leaving just you and this more heavily armored samurai standing in front of you, wielding a long nodachi with one hand, just resting it on his shoulder, and a equally large war fan in the left hand. This creature entity stares you down from behind the gaze of a purple demon mask.
Now, are we talking Warfan as in big fold-out one or big, like, leaf-shaped one?
It's sort of a big gourd-shaped fan.
Yeah, the big ones that you swing, like...
The ones that you actually hit people with, yes.
Yeah.
You can tell from this distance that it's reinforced.
I take my Naruto reference and put it in the corner until I actually get to use it.
You notice that it is reinforced. It is definitely reinforced with some amount of metal, and it looks to have a sharpened edge on the fan.
Akane begins this fight in the first round of her rage. So,
all right,
as we established last time,
we'll go ahead and give you the first action.
All right. It's very simple. I approach very quickly, gaze just kind of locked and dead-eyed on the lost, and I attack with my flame katana.
You're using the katana or the nodachi?
The katana.
Okay.
And it actually hits harder. And I'm gonna start my first swing with my 10 key, with my 10d10 keep 10. That's a 68 to hit.
68 hits.
And I'm going to get. So this is the regular damage. That's 36 regular damage.
Okay.
And 23 fire damage.
So you move in, drawing your blade. The burning red blade of this katana glowing faintly in the dim light. Moving swiftly up and over your shoulder, slicing down, you carve a flaming path into the armor of the entity before you, who sort of jerks to the side with the blow. But you notice that it doesn't seem to have bitten quite as deeply as you would have liked. This heavily armored individual seems to be quite resilient to taking damage. In fact, of the command group, this one seems to have taken the least amount of damage from the explosives as well.
Well, I hope that with 59 points of damage, I at least took a good chunk.
59 points of damage, yes. But does a 77 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. So, from this sort of staggered position, the nodachi whips out and around at incredible speeds for a weapon so large. Dealing 50 damage to you.
No.
All right, and it's going to be 45 with my reduction.
So yeah, you feel the impact of this nodachi collide with your chest and slide you back slightly as it hits you, and then raises the blade back to its shoulder.
Well, I don't feel that because I'm raging. I don't take wound penalties.
It's true, you don't.
I'm going to... What can I do with raises? I can take 2.
Damage. Disarm. That katana has one... No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
have
I've already got that.
It doesn't
have
have
the free raise for damage.
Oh, does it have the free range for damage? Yeah.
From my notes, it does.
Oh, yeah. So it just has that.
And I will take 2 more of those because at that point, it's just increasing my keeps.
Okay.
So that's 3 raised damages. My TN is increased by 10 here. And I'm going to make my attack, which is going to be a 100 to hit.
A 100 hits.
Good Christ!
And now
10 keep 10 with 3 explosions. No, 4. 4 explosions, yeah.
That's 53 points of regular damage. And 17 points of fire damage.
So, the entire time of the fight with the blood mist and everything, you guys have been hearing explosions off to the side. You're pretty certain no one brought extra explosives. You're not certain why you're hearing them, but I kind of just giving as good as she's taking smashes this this individual and sends him skidding back as well. He's definitely very injured.
Good, because he's probably going to kill me with his next swing. I'm just going to keep swinging.
I was going to say, I feel like that sensation is mutual.
What's your armor class with a plus 30?
Ooh. Well, it's -5 for being in full attack, but then plus 30 makes it 50.
So with 44 misses.
Yes!
So the Nadachi swings down again, and you just step to the side as it splits the ground where you were standing. Your turn.
Just step to the side, the ground breaks underneath, and then just bring the flame katana back up and around straight across the chest. 2 more raises for extra damage again. 66 to hit.
That hits.
59 points of regular damage, and 4 more fire damage.
So yeah, you bring it back around, making a sort of a with this third blow. There's sort of a star shape of burn marks along the chest of this warrior's armor, and there's this inhuman grunt from behind the mask as it just locks eyes with you, and collapses to its knees, and then to the ground.
Oh, I wanted to get how do you want to do this? I was hoping. Oh well.
And at that
We've
point,
still got the giant kaiju monster.
Yeah, don't worry.
Hang on one second as we pull Mara in. Warm up. So, at roughly this point, Akane, you look over and see, you see that Hinata, Hisoka, and Airi, and Hayato are sort of finishing off the last of their fight, because actually, while yours only took 3 rounds, so did theirs technically. It was just more people in it.
Yeah.
Look over there, and then you look up at the large Oni, and you see Arashi just sort of hanging off of it as his spear slides down, gutting this thing. He hits the ground. It's still standing, but it's looking severely injured if you want to go help him finish it off.
Yeah, I just go straight for it.
Yeah, so how are you going to help finish off the Oni while I adjust cameras? Be descriptive.
Well,
In other words, still for time.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Am I free to do what I want here?
Yep, it's going to
It's
die.
basically dead. Yeah.
It's you and Arashi on it. It's going to die.
So, basically, she just launches herself at the chest of this Oni and brings it onto its back, and then with the flaming sword, jabs it into its hand as it hits the ground to pin its wrist, draws Shinohana, jams it into its other wrist to pin both of its hands, and then off of her waist draws her regular katana and dachi and jams it into both of its ankles. And as it's got all 4 of its limbs pinned to the earth, she just steps up its torso and draws the machete that she's had this entire time. And as she holds it up, there's just that flash of red in her eyes, and she looks down at the Oni. This is for my father and all the parents you've taken from their children. And it rushes up, leaps into the air, and plants the machete into its skull.
Oh yeah. Just cleaving the skull in half, dragging the machete down. Monstrous Oni guts spilling all over you, and you just make an Earth Ring roll.
Yeah. 18 plus 10 for the jade. It's
Yeah,
still there.
so the jade around your neck darkens a bit, but the Oni falls, pinned to the ground by all of your blades, and also Arashi's Bicento, which has been sort of stabbed in through the spine, roughly at the same time that you hit it in the face. Arashi sort of standing on top of it. He sort of nods to you. Doesn't say anything. He's kind of injured.
And that's the last round of my rage, because it only lasts a number of rounds equal to my Earth Ring.
Mhm.
So now I'm feeling hurt, injured, because I'm injured.
You got hit kind of bad.
I've taken 46 points of damage. I'm injured.
So, the command squadron has been decimated. The group of you sort of regroup and collect yourselves in the face of, quite frankly, an impressive series of kills. Hayato, you're still a little. You were injured. You were healed mostly, but you're still feeling a little bit of soreness from where the wound was.
Yes, I am.
Oh no, it's double my Earth Ring. Never mind. I can rage for
Doesn't
8
one
rounds.
of you have a like a stat penalty injury?
Yes, I feel
Okay.
terrible.
I feel like many of us
So-
do. Just not me.
John,
Your arm is numb still. Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
can I make a battle roll for basically, do we go towards the castle or away from the castle? Because we've got the rest of the army that presumably will be coming in from the sides on us.
Make me a battle roll.
And honestly, Hinata's just
Hayato
going
would like
full,
to make one of those too.
I'm Lion Clan
Yeah.
bitches. I know what I'm doing in this context.
I will also make
31.
a battle roll, which I don't think I actually have. Oh, I do have one.
So, Hinata, you do not need to re-roll, or you do not need to. You succeeded. Hayato, would you like to use your honor?
No.
Hayato, you're still recovering from a
Yep.
number of things. One, the explosion was real close. Two, the explosion happened at all. Three, you got
I got
stabbed.
impaled.
You got impaled and then healed.
Yeah, he's pretty much glancing around trying to wrap up his Kasarigama at this point.
Hisoka, you are sort of a mind of, okay, we the command squad is dealt with. The army should dissolve shortly.
I
need to
mean-
get out of here.
Yeah.
Hinata, it does look like the Shadowlands entities are about to start converging. Like both wings are about to just collapse on top of you. But at the same time, you do see the gates to the estate opening, and in your mind, running towards the estate would be the best idea.
All right. So action for ebbing strength to Irie, which it's only 3 rounds, which probably is not as long as the Maho thing lasts, but it's something.
My whole thing was 10 rounds, I think.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
should have raised that. But so for the next 3 rounds, you have 1 more stamina point, which should bring you back up to whatever you were at.
Two. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
And Irie's gonna tap and then just to everyone, sort of yelling so that Akane and wherever the fuck Suzume went, they're aware. Castle now.
So, Akane, your weapons are tossed to you
Yeah, I catch all 5 of
by
them.
Arashi,
Yeah,
who is also storming towards you.
I get moving with him after I got all 5 of my weapons.
Okay. You start moving. Your injuries are making you run a little bit slower, but not too much terribly.
I've still got 4 more rounds of rage
Yeah.
because I raged for twice my Earth Ring in rounds.
Okay. So yeah, you're moving, bleeding profusely from several locations, but moving. Well, from actually one big location. The rest of you gather up and
Does
start
anyone look
running.
like they're in the process of dying health levels wise?
No, not currently.
Not even a little.
As Hisoka runs, one of his arms is sort of flailing off
I'm
to
a
the
dick.
side because because it's currently numb.
I
Oh.
apologize. That is not something that I can resolve at this time.
And Irie's arm, or Irie as a whole looks fairly pale and sickly, but
Mhm.
it's
I
not
did what
hindering
I could.
Irie's moving. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so the group of you rush up the hill as you hear the sounds of a horde of creatures running towards you. And up ahead, the gates of this estate are opening, and out are marching several red and gold robed figures with seals in hand. As you run past them, because they're not interfering with you, you look back and see them basically throwing these seals down to the ground, and all around the hill that these Shadowlands creatures are charging at is just erupts a wall of fire that cuts them off from any further attack. And following that fire, a rain of arrows from the wall just striking through the fire in order to gain the fire on themselves, and just riddling the oncoming horde.
Well, I was going to have Hayato kind of stealth off to one side and try and cover the escape, but I guess he doesn't have to do that now.
You were going to try to cover the escape against about 200 Shadowlands creatures?
I was going to try and pick off some of the front runners. And they would fall down, and then the people behind them would trip, and there would be a whole series
What's
of
your
dominoes,
water
and
ring?
everybody would
Because
just
your
fall on their
water
faces.
ring is how fast you can run away.
My water ring is
Yes.
3.
Well, fortunately, you had planned for this, and it sent a message up to the estate prior.
Okay. Fine, I'll save my ammo.
As the wall of fire and arrows rain down, the Shugenja turn and rush back in behind you, closing the doors as you hear the sound of archers continuing to fire. You're also hearing their arrows strike a little bit better now that the Shadowlands creatures have been pulled from their cover as they were trying to get you.
And also because they're probably not dodging as much artillery now.
Yeah, well, no, the archers certainly are not dodging as much artillery now. Yes, so you all are inside the estate now, and it's a war zone. There are there's a medic area set up off to one side, large boulders just sort of sit scattered around the compound. Part of the castle looks like it got struck early on, and it's caved in under where you assume a boulder would have landed. People are sort of rushing around, and the Shugenja, one of the Shugenja that sort of went out to cover you comes up. Who among you is the leader?
That would be my fiance, Kisaki Hisoka.
Hello.
Kage-sama, if you would please, we should be able to clear out the rest of them, but everyone should get inside.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
They're going to sort of lead you into not the one that has a collapsed wall, but the one next to it. Inside, it's a little bit less chaos. There are still people laying around. There are still people laying around and like being tended to because the medic area was over full. But for the most part, it's a bit cleaner inside. The Shugenja that's walking with you. Are any of you injured?
It's probably about at this
Give some
point
of us
that Akane's rage ends and she just kind of falls to one knee as she clutches her chest.
Arashi reaches over and just catches and supports you. Right, this way we have healers working currently. She'll lead you over to a sort of a barracks room that's been converted into a ER, basically triage. Bloody bandages all over the place. It's been recently cleared, so they indicate to a bed where Arashi sort of lays Akane down and then sits down next to her, like I'm tired now. Sitting down, leaning against the wall. If rest, relax. Someone will be here soon to talk with you. And
Thank you.
she leaves. And roughly at this point, you guys notice that Hayato's not with you anymore. Suzue is though, sitting next to the door.
I feel terrible. Okay. Where's Nakano-san?
Shouldn't we have been 10 rounds at this point? Or no, not quite.
I don't know.
Quite.
Well,
I'm almost tapped, but
I know that we're all feeling very rough, but let's be honest, that went well as well as it possibly could have.
Where's
So feel
Nakano-san?
good about that.
I'm looking around.
Not with you currently.
Okay.
I'm sure
Um,
he's fine.
I am going to. Hinata will look deeply annoyed. John,
not-
question. If
he's
I
not
was
the
going
only
to
one.
ask either air or earth spirits, where the fuck did Nakano-san go? In polite phrasing, which one would I be asking?
Probably Earth Spirit.
Okay, great. I'm better at that anyway.
Earth spirits have a sense of anyone who walks upon them.
Yeah. So, let's ask. Never mind.
Ooh.
Oh.
The first spell roll I've actually failed, I want to say. Oh, I fucked it up, but it rolled the right thing anyways, so never mind.
So you sort of reach out and utter your
Wait, no, actually, I rolled the wrong thing because I had my. It's been 3 rounds because we walked quite a ways.
Mhm.
I would have waited anyways. So I didn't up my earth ring back up, so I was rolling the wrong number. Give me a second.
Okay.
31. That's
So-
more like what I typically roll.
You reach out and sort of reach out for that connection you have to the kami. And as you do, the ground underneath you rumbles and a little head sort of pokes up out of the ground. Meanwhile, at roughly this point, Irie, you begin to feel better as your skin resumes its natural pallor, and Hisoka, your arm stops tingling.
I remember when my arm started tingling.
You got the Maho Shugenja grabbed your arm and it went numb.
Oh, that was a while ago. Yeah.
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 It has now stopped. It has now regained feeling.
You know,
Oh,
like when you
okay.
came in and had that drink that we never mentioned you having, and
No, I remember that now. Yeah.
So yeah, you have 2 questions to ask.
Yep. First one is essentially where's Hayato? However would be best to phrase that.
Yeah. So here's the question. Do you ask where is Hayato, or do you ask where is Nakano Hayato? Like
Probably
the
ask
full
where
name.
is Nakano Hayato.
okay, like the phrasing is appropriate. I'm just getting the clarification on the name. The Earth Spirit tilts its head and looks at you in confusion. And you get a sense that there is no person named Nakano Hayato in the area that has ever walked across this earth.
Okay. That's fine. Hinata will. Hopefully that isn't obvious to everyone around.
No, it's just to you.
But she's going to. Do Earth spirits have enough permanence that I could ask where's the other one who entered with us?
Theoretically,
like-
yes.
Yeah. She's gonna think back to the last time she was certain Nakano was with us and ask where's the one who
Okay.
was there then.
The Earth Spirit straightens back up, sinks back into the ground, and you get the sense that it's going to look for information.
Okay.
After a few moments, it comes back up, looks up at you, and on the wall shooting arrows.
Nakano-san seems to have taken up a position among the archers.
Ah, okay. Well, that's
Very well.
And we learned, well, at least Hinata learns secrets about Hayato.
You're
Or at
not
least
just
learns that
an
there is a
unfortunate
secret.
person to have learned your secrets. Because she's not going to tell anyone.
Or at least you learn that there is a secret about Hayato.
Oh, shock and awe. There's a secret about Hayato.
Right?
What?
Yeah.
Nah.
The hell you
You-
say?
The fuck?
You must have just gotten the really dumb Earth spirit.
You got the one.
Should
that's
I
just
roll
making shit
Kijutsu
up.
to see how well Hayato's doing out
Sure.
there?
Give me a Kujutsu roll.
My TN is up by 3 because of my injuries. So
You're
that's an
hitting
effective-
goblins. It's
All
not.
right.
However many arrows you want to spend, you get a goblin kill per arrow because they have shit for health.
Okay.
Fake spirit news.
Oh my fucking god, Jeremy. Yeah, I'm killing goblins.
There's a rumble underneath Hisoka, and for some reason he falls to the ground. We're not sure why.
I regret nothing.
Oh no.
So yeah. Hayato is on the wall shooting goblins. Bakimona. As I am pulling up things. So after a few more minutes, a elderly man, elderly and like nothing but gray hair, long beard, well kept, wearing the traditional robes of a dragonfly Shugenja, arms sort of folded in front of him, steps into the room, bows. Visitors from the Kisaki household. Sort of bows his head. I am Tonbo Suneo, the leader of the Shugenja here in this estate. We thank you for your assistance breaking this siege, and but are curious as to what has brought you to our neck of the woods, as it were.
Oh, introduce self.
Jeremy casts introduce self.
Yeah,
A plaque
Third
appears.
level.
It's a cantrip.
yeah.
Oh, I want that.
Little name
cantrip
tags
now.
appear at
Right?
underneath
Wouldn't that be
everyone.
the greatest cantrip ever?
Yes,
Um,
I would use it all the time.
How do you know I haven't
so-
already invented it?
I would like to cast the
it's-
necessary exposition cantrip.
It's
That one's a second level spell.
Yeah,
just
no,
a
that
special
is-
use of prestidigitation.
that is some high level shit. But God damn it, why are we here?
We're
here
here
to
to
help the
request their
fight.
assistance, and then we saw
That's
that they were
right,
under
that's
attack,
right,
and we were like,
that's
oh, well,
right.
we should probably help.
Yeah, pretty much.
We actually came here for a related reason to what we ended up helping with, as there appeared to be a rise in Oni in general, Shadowlands. Kerfuffleness.
Activity.
You've been spending too much time with those damn unicorns. Lingo's starting to rub off. on you.
I, for some reason, the word activity was not entering my brain, and I am sticking with kerfuffleness.
Shadowlands kerfuffleness.
I am sticking with that. Goddamn
That's
it.
my dashboard confessional
Oh.
cover band.
um. Involving the appearance of some self-styled Akujin. I got that word right.
Yeah.
And the just a we don't know whether that's causing the former or causing the general rise in activity, or the general rise of activity is causing the Kujin thing. Regardless, we have issues. We need help. We saw that you needed help.
Well,
I feel like Hisoka's had a little bit too much of a day today.
Has had, yes.
We can certainly assist with your troubles. Dispatch a group of Shugenja to go with you on your journey home. There will not be much, you understand. We must maintain our own safety, but what we can spare, we will.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will make sure that the healers come soon and tend to your wounds. And
What was this guy's name again? Not that I'm there.
Unbo.
Tonbo Tsuneo.
Okay.
And he bows his head, steps back, closes the door on you. And you see the shadow that he's casting on the rice paper door go away. Meanwhile, on the wall, Hayato, you've been sort of nailing goblins. I don't know how many arrows you're spending, but
I'm spending 10.
you killed 10 goblins. Congratulations.
I have officially completed a World of Warcraft quest.
No, because you didn't go out there and grab their hide. So
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the problem was
go loot the
it was a
bodies now.
collection quest, so you have to kill like 70 to get the 10 you need.
Oh, damn it. I killed
and
the
well,
10 wrong goblins.
even in that instance, you still have to go loot their bodies in order to get the stuff that you need to get.
Right.
So
Ears, eyes, teeth, something.
even if you were lucky enough to have killed the correct 10, you're not in the right place to get the stuff.
Okay. All right.
Anyways, it looks like the tide. It looks like the sort of the horde is breaking. Combination of Shugenja magic, fires being thrown out there and igniting amongst the group of them, and the arrow barrage, plus the lack of any current unity. Most of the goblins are dead. The ogres are going, probably not worth it to stick around, and scattering. They'll probably
Okay.
be a problem for someone else sometime in the future, but
As
Alright.
individuals rather than as a whole army. So
yeah.
Yep. Well, after he's got his 10 and sees that the things are starting to break down, and also the fact that he might be getting some sidelong looks from people who are like, who's this guy that just randomly showed up? He's going to go see if he can head inside and find his friends.
It's not that hard. You point in the right direction. After a few moments, Hayato steps into the room with the rest of you.
Hell.
you were on the wall shooting goblins. I don't think anybody was giving you too much of a sidelong look.
No. Mm-mm.
Few moments after, so you have a few moments to yourselves before the medics get in to start healing people. If there's anything you want to say to Hayato.
The siege seems to have been broken fairly well, and
Good.
I believe that the defenders of this fortress will be more than equal to the task of ensuring that everyone is safe within the next few hours.
Excellent.
Have we determined?
You're muted, Aaron.
I'll go to Ren. No replacement for a skilled specialist medic, but until one is able to spare some time. There you go, 31 points of healing.
I mean, I'm now no longer even nicked, so
And while she's saying that, that's what the meditation roll is for. She's not really stopping looking at Hayato. There's just sort of this elongated glance while she tries to distract herself.
With a 20, does Hayato notice that Hinata's staring at him?
Probably.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that Akane would notice. Yes, especially with a 40 somehow.
Yeah, Akane,
Nice.
Hinata is tending to your wound, barely even looking at you as she makes the gestures.
I choose to have Hisoka not notice because it's funnier.
That's fair.
I love the way you play Ahsoka.
As her wounds mostly close up, and she's still got wounds that would probably be hindering a lesser man, but she is got wounds.
Hayato is definitely a lesser man.
She's got wounds that she can work with now, and she looks up at you. You know, if you need to go talk to him, you should just do it.
She'll walk over.
Don't potentially annoy the person who is administering medical aid to you. They often have sharp implements.
Unfortunately, I do. I have a sword that I can sort of use now, but it's not being used to fix wounds. Next character I play is going to cast Cure Wounds with their sword.
Heal.
She'll walk over to Hayato, and just sort of press the same healing.
He's not badly injured. There's a little bit of blood that you can see, but
No, he's not as injured as Irie is. She's just really distracted.
I'm actually not injured. I
could have sworn either Irie or Hisoka took a big hit.
Nope. I have no wounds.
Irie took a spell, I think, but that was it. Right?
Hisoka took
Yep.
a hit.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
sorry.
Yeah.
Hayato was the only one who got impaled.
healed.
Yeah, Hisoka got healed.
Okay.
Never mind. Look, she's actually out of spells for the day, so she's just gonna do this. 31 health.
Okay.
Exact same amount of health you healed me for.
Yep.
Thank you, Yase-sama. I may ask if you will, in the future, before we rest for the evening, utilize your abilities to determine whether I took any corruption from my injuries today as well.
Of course.
But at your leisure.
At roughly this point, the door behind you opens, startling the two people standing next to it, that being Hinata and Hayato. It opens kind of abruptly.
It's startling the person with the dead eyes that doesn't emote properly. So it's really just suddenly red eyes staring at the door.
Suddenly head turn.
Walking in sort of past you is a tall woman wearing Dragonfly Clan colors with long black hair flowing down past her waist, and a bowl of water. She sort of steps into the room, looks around, sees that much of the wounds have been tended to, but not all of them. Sees Arashi, who's still heavily bleeding, and reaches in and just grabs a handful of the water, raises her hand up with water pouring through her fingers and down into the bowl. She just flicks and intonates an incantation, and ending it with, "May the divine spirit of the Okami tend to your wounds and heal your exhaustion." This vapor of mist just pours out of the bowl, engulfing the room basically at ground level. And as the mist touches you, you feel rejuvenated, all of you, as if you've had a long night's rest. You actually get the effects of a night's rest.
Including in terms of spell spending, as I know that sometimes is handled a little differently in this system.
It is rejuvenating vapors. It does not restore spent void points, but it eliminates fatigue and exhaustion. It does not restore. It does restore spell slots.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So you actually feel, you do feel your spell slots returning to you.
Night's rest is two times your stamina plus your insight rank
Yes.
for healing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm down to 6 wounds from my 16.
And
wounds.
from the vapor around you, as you all feel this rejuvenation, this energy flowing through you, the vapor then coalesces and spirals up, surrounding the Shugenja, forming the watery, coalescing into the watery form of a dragon, of a lung dragon, which hovers around and over her shoulder. May the peace of the kami be with you. The water dragon then flies out and splashes onto each of you. Just sort of like connecting some of you with a claw, some of you with a tail, some of you with its side. And as it touches all of you, you feel any wounds, any diseases, and any poisons go away. You see Arashi, you see this sort of, especially Arashi, who is still heavily injured, you see this blue light engulf him, and all of these wounds and blood just vaporize off of him.
So all the vials of poison that I have in my bag are just gone.
No. If you have any
okay.
poison in your system.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, ah, no!
Piece of the kami heals you, not the things in your bag.
Okay, good. I fucking hate this bitch.
And as the dragon makes one final swirl, it rises up into the air and then pours itself very calmly back into the bowl. The Shugenja bows, turns, and leaves, closing the door behind her.
That was amazing.
It was impressive.
Question on our timetable. How soon do we have to head out to keep it?
Soon. You can probably afford a day's rest, but not much more than that.
Well, we just got a day's rest.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
We did,
But it would probably be polite to not be like, okay, so we need that now.
Yeah, you just got a day's rest. The Shugenja providing people with days rests aren't getting days rests.
That's when Hayato will speak up. Have we found a good time to speak with those who lead this fortress about our need for coming here?
Yes.
They'll be able to send a small group of Shugenja with us, though I suspect that those who would be coming will also require some rest after this.
Yes.
Will we take them with us now when we depart, or shall we tell them a place they can send them in the valley?
I think the
I believe they're
implication was we
accompanying
take
us.
them with us.
Yes, that was definitely the.
As I
Yes,
look at the
traveling with
GM,
He said that they would go with you. Whether or not you want to wait is up to you.
We need to wait for them.
I feel like we should wait.
Excellent. In a tone that says anything but.
even with the benefits of a rest, it might be prudent to take some actual sleep, for there can be psychological turmoil from extended conflict.
Did you also need to check for any taint?
Of course, anyone who would let me check exactly how the ability reads before I make that promise.
Does it require a spell slot?
If it requires a spell slot, I'm good. If it requires once a day, I might have to spread these out.
It looks like it requires a water spell slot, the way I'm reading it.
Thanks.
It says you make a spell casting roll as though casting a water spell.
You don't. Yeah, it doesn't
against the
actually use a
target's
spell
willpower.
slot though.
Okay.
It's just a thing
okay,
you
you
do.
can
So
just do it.
GM
Nice.
ruling, I can do it more than once a day.
Does it say you can't?
I don't know. Nowhere in the spell.
Then you can do it more than once a day.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if it was like, oh, all abilities are once a day.
No, unless it says other. If it doesn't say, you can do it as many times as you want.
Hinata can, of course. Nakano-san, if you could come with me. Kakito-san, and I will be right with you.
Of course.
I will follow Hinata.
Okay.
I'm going to go behind like the other side of the medical. I'm gonna find somewhere that has some level of. I'm a
Privacy.
medic. I know how to do this. I'm gonna find some level of private place.
Yeah.
Completely separate privacy. And Inato will sort of lay out a few talismans, scrolls, and just Hayato, glowing red eyes stare into your soul.
That's creepy.
Right?
Revealing the internal nature of your spiritual well-being.
That's useful to
Um,
know. Doesn't mean it's not creepy.
Right.
I feel like that makes it more creepy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Absolutely.
So, you do not sense any Shadowlands taint. Or at least you do not sense the disadvantage Shadowlands taint. You do, however, see a red string tied to Hayato's essence and extending out from him.
Well, that's certainly not a bad thing at all.
That's actually a good thing. Do I know where it leads?
To you.
You cannot tell where it leads without without looking at the person that it is connected to. But it is leading somewhere.
Okay.
And yeah, so you can tell he has the karmic tie advantage. And the reason for that is because the person that it's connected to doesn't necessarily have to also have that advantage. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, there is somebody to whom Hayato is bound to somebody via a karmic destiny.
Got it. That's all I see.
Yep.
Okay. Hinata will, for a moment, close her eyes, and they resume being this sort of dulled blood red as opposed to glowing death eyes. And she will bow politely. You seem to be in the clear. I wish to assure you that even beyond the bounds of what is typically acceptable, I pride myself on not revealing anything I may learn from those I speak to, or those I tend to or work with.
Amen.
Would you...
Oh.
Sorry.
No, keep going.
Yeah, you're muted. Maybe. I don't know.
Keep going. You're good.
And my eyes occasionally see more than just a potential darkness. Would you like to know what else I might have seen?
If it is something of the spirit that affects me, I would, yes.
What are other people doing? I need to figure out what how I'm going to phrase karmic tie as the person explaining it in the universe.
Kane's probably asleep.
Back to the other
Helpful.
room.
Taking a moment to taking now that we have a moment just to chill. We just went through a ridiculous fight. It was probably the first super major fight of it was certainly of that level that Hisoka's ever been in. So it's a
I'm cleaning my swords.
having
Or
a very
my
quiet,
sword.
nervous breakdown.
Suzume just sort of steps over and pats you on the shoulder. It's okay.
Aw.
It's okay. Want to talk about it?
I'm fine.
You sure?
Yes.
You positive?
Yes.
Super positive?
Go.
He doesn't want to,
away.
Suzume.
Just trying to be helpful. You know, like I was getting you stuff that helped kill a bunch of goblins. And then she moves back and walks over and sits back down next to the door.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Are you
Then
okay?
I have to ask questions. I'm
Are you okay,
I'm
Kasaki-san?
fine.
How's that? How's that
Arashi
not
looks up.
lying coming through?
Arashi looks up. Typically, when someone's fine, they don't need to growl it through clenched teeth.
How are you and Yasei-san cleaning the sword?
Well, let's talk about your relationships.
Kakita Irie,
Yes.
relationship counselor.
Fuck yes.
Pretty
I am
much.
so here for that.
It's beautiful.
Fine.
Finish cleaning the sword.
Looks legitimately confused by the question. Fine.
Okay. She's just been spending a lot of time with other people.
Arashi looks over. We all have?
We've been in one large group.
I don't-
Like,
You don't ever talk to each other. That's
Okay.
typically what people who are engaged do. So, I just figured I'd ask.
your concern?
Yes.
Noted,
Right.
but unnecessary.
Okay. It's
Thank you.
just terrible to be stuck in an engagement where you don't love the other person. So
It also happens every day in
What?
Rokugan.
That escalated quickly.
This is not Hisoka's reaction, by the way.
I think it'd be hilarious if it was.
Akane is just in the corner on the bed that she was laid in by Arashi, just snoring loudly, just asleep, passed out.
And I'm going to take that opportunity to transition the scene back.
So now you know what's going on in other parts of the.
Mostly because it's thematically appropriate, but I was also done. Nakano-san, your destiny and spirit are connected to another. This is usually considered a blessing, someone who you find yourself protecting and to draw strength from the protection, from working with.
Yes. I have heard it before.
I missed that because Jeremy was laughing too hard.
Sorry.
It's just he's being guardedly diplomatic, but yes, I have heard of that before.
She will.
And now I need to make a willpower roll. Hang on a second. Here we go.
23. Not bad.
Nope.
It's 995.
I am
It would not be enough to stop my brash disadvantage, but
I suppose there was nothing further to be gleaned from that.
I apologize. Without the kami work in mysterious ways, and it would be possible but challenging for me to determine, and only from your side, who you are bound to.
I understand. Thank you for sharing this with me.
She'll nod. I must tend to the others. You understand?
Shall I send
If
Irie
you could-
to speak to you?
Yes.
I will. And he will get up and very stiffly walk out and around the screen. Kakita-sama.
By the time you get back, Irie has just said to Hisoka, it sucks to be engaged with someone who you don't love.
Did I hear that?
You would have heard it through the door.
Okay.
I'm certain that it probably is. Or does.
Say-sama is
Does.
ready to see you.
Does.
does would be accurate.
I'm legitimately confused by this conversation at this point.
Thank you. And I head out.
And I just walk past Hisoka, pat him on the shoulder, and go find a corner, and sit my ass down and shut up.
That's why Hisoka likes Yato.
He'll start cleaning off his Kasariyama, probably, yeah.
Suzume sidles up next to Hayato. So what'd you think?
I believe you did quite well.
She gives you a thumbs up. Pulls out a pipe and starts playing.
I am impressed by your conduct, Suzume.
What you paid me for?
If you continue as you have begun, I foresee that great things may lie in your future.
She shrugs. Continues playing. And
He'll
Irie
just lean back against the wall, assuming that it's more or less a solid
it's a
portion
solid
of
wall.
the structure, and just close his eyes.
Sort of mirroring Arashi at this point.
Yep.
And Irie walks around the screen to you, Hinata.
Okay. She's already set up. Please take a seat.
Yep. I sit down.
Glowing eyes of death and doom and blood.
Mm.
Any change?
Nope, no change.
Okay. Yes, close. You are as you were, and no corruption has come by you.
Good. And I leave without telling you anything about what I was telling.
I will
It's
also
so good,
come
because you creep
no
me
one
out.
else indicated they were going to do it right now. Hinata will sort of looking over the rest of the group. Does anyone else wish to?
Let's have Suzume make
Oh,
a
I feel
willpower
fine.
roll.
Oh no.
She made it. Suzume just continues playing on her pipe.
Hinata will sit down, oblivious to the conversation that happened here earlier.
Suzume does start playing a more notable tune. Anyone who wants can make me a. What would the appropriate role here be? Can make me an etiquette, either a courtier, etiquette, artisan, or lore, arts or artisan or anything like that role.
Courtier.
Courtier,
Sure.
Etiquette.
I am a speaker.
25 on the etiquette.
36.
16.
36.
All of you recognize this tune as it is the background music that plays in a popular kabuki show about it's a tune that plays in the background during a scene. It's effectively Romeo and Juliet. And it's the background music that plays during the scene where the two of them admit their love for one another. It's a very odd tune to be playing at this point, but Suzume made her willpower roll not to say anything, but not to do nothing.
Yeah. I go into a little bit of a dark mood.
Hayato rolls willpower again and gets a 6. Suzume, why are you playing that?
Oh God, the question that started it all.
Suzume says, "No reason."
What's the skill for telling if somebody's lying?
Investigation, interrogation.
Oh, I'm glad that I have a like ridiculous skill in that, and
That's a
higher
20.
difficulties, and
Can she lie her way out of a 20?
that's a 31.
That's not like an amazing roll
Oh
for you.
no, I'm sorry. That's a 36 because I get +5 for contested, which is equivalent hold on. 36 equivalent a 51 because of my school technique. And I have a free raise.
So, Hayato, you believe her.
Okay.
Hisoka, you don't.
God damn it, I can't lie.
I was waiting for it.
There was a moment I was like, well, he knows why he's probably mentioning it. But he doesn't need to say anything. Oh, fuck. I have to say something. Wait, I think I actually have to. Don't I have like a
willpower roll
or something like that?
I believe there's a willpower roll. Hang on, let me find it.
I'm gonna be over here weeping in a corner after I.
Welcome
trigger
to the finale, guys, where all of the juicy
Power 20 or
revelations come out to
immediately
entice you to come
correct
back next season.
Yep.
Sorry,
much.
what was it, Jack?
Willpower 20 or immediately correct them.
I like how everyone else's disadvantages are 5 points easier to make than mine.
Willpower. Well, I'm glad I have 2 dice for a willpower roll.
So does she.
Because
Um,
my willpower roll to not start a fight is DC 25.
Yeah.
So, yes, you do.
She sort of stops and looks over at you. Yeah, but it's your reason, not mine. And she continues to play.
Now he's confused.
Hinata will lean over and quietly just to Suzume. It's not that bright.
She stops and looks over. I know. He's playing.
High IQ, low EQ.
So, whatever reason Suzume apparently has is a reason related to Hisoka.
And Iris over in the corner, like starting to get teary-eyed. for no apparent reason.
Let's see if Suzume notices. She's better at seeing things than holding her mouth. Oh yeah, 43.
Mhm.
She looks. Irie, what's wrong?
I'm fine.
God damn it!
I just really love the theater.
This is a very good play.
Give me a sincerity roll
A 51.
against Hisoka, who is currently doing his best to alienate every female in the room. Wait, Hisoka is actualing the ladies in the room right now.
That's because Hayato was smart enough not to say any words.
Akane is asleep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's gonna have to work
Good
real
choice.
hard on that one. Except I think he's already done it at least once.
He has already actually to Kane at least once, yes.
Yeah.
He's working his way through the list.
Yes. It's the finale. There are so many that he hasn't yet.
I mean,
So he has to get them out of the way.
And then your sincerity
then-
roll, Irie.
Okay.
When at the end of this episode, all of a sudden he's dead and it's a big mystery of who did it. That's what the plot can be.
I like how you think Dark Fate only affects you.
17.
No, you can,
All
yes,
right.
you can tell that.
Let's see how this goes. I rolled an 11 for those at home on my willpower roll. Forgive me, Kikita-san, but that's not accurate.
Oh my.
Suzume stops on the pipes and just glares at Hisoka.
No, it's
He
not.
nudged-
I don't want to talk about it, so.
Ah, okay.
That
That's
is
all you
definitely
have to
right.
say.
But it's so fun to watch Hisoka actually people.
Let me tell you why you are wrong, woman.
Well, I'm sure it doesn't matter.
Make another roll.
And now you're just poking the bear, Aaron.
Be mean. Do I even have to roll for that? I get a 15 base.
No, you automatically know.
Make a willpower roll.
Make a willpower roll.
20.
I have to correct you.
So you don't have to correct her.
She's still
Did I-
clearly lying.
Okay, that's because I did an explosion.
Yeah. It
I
is.
was curious if I rolled 2 10s or.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
This is amazing.
Crying right now. It's amazing.
Well,
This is the best scene.
Oh my god!
In 12 episodes, it took us this long.
Finishing strong.
So you have the choice to either correct or not.
He very calmly stands up. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go for a. And he leaves.
Smart move. Smart move.
First one he's done this game.
You know, well,
I want to check and see if he's lying.
what was that about?
going.
He has to make
I'm
another
just-
willpower roll to lie.
And
No, no.
I'm
There's no lie there. Excuse me, I'm going to go for a walk.
Not a lie. Not a lie.
And I attempt to excuse myself without starting to bawl. I don't know. I can do meditation to see if I make it, but let's see, because I need to leave the room. Yes. 24. Maybe.
So
Close.
that's up to you.
Yep.
It's a pretty good roll to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You exploded a 10. I think that's good you're gonna get.
Yep. Yeah, so Irie leaves like fairly soon after without saying much.
Once Irie and Hisoka leave, Suzume like leans over towards Hinata. So, and then just like gossip girls everything that happened while you were out of the room.
Hinata will look. Who else is still here? I know Arashi and Akane are sleeping.
Yep.
So is Hayato, I think.
No, he's just leaning against the wall.
Hayato's maybe sleeping.
Hayato is doing
Pretend.
his best to sleep. He's trying his hardest.
Please, please let me be asleep right now. Please let me be asleep right now. I'm having a dream.
Hinata will. I hope you do not take this as an insult, Suzumi-san, but were you born to the unicorn?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Curious.
I mean, I might have been. I don't know. I didn't know my parents.
I suspect they may have been affiliated with the unicorn. And Hinata will going to, I don't know, she's going to take out her puppy, starts petting.
Hinata
I have a little snowball.
Becomes Arisa.
Hinata begins petting the puppy. So, Hisoka, where are you walking? If anywhere.
Just going out, just walking around the...
Okay.
In no particular direction.
Okay. Irie, what about you?
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I am going to beeline toward the quietest looking area to hide up in.
So it's a previously under siege estate.
Yep.
So the quietest place was probably the room you were just in, because everywhere
Dang
else
it.
has groaning, injured people in it.
Yeah. Yep.
Or people running around putting out fires, both real and metaphorical.
I'm gonna try to find some corner somewhere.
You find a relatively quiet corner that just has a few unconscious, injured, moaning people.
I pat one on the head and sit down.
I feel like this is where one of us at some point just starts singing "God Help the Outcasts."
And the group of you... is there anything anyone specifically wants to do for the next 8 hours?
Sleep.
Hinata was
Sleep.
waiting for whichever of them came back first if either end up coming back, but
All right. Which one of you comes back first?
That's a good question. I mean, he'll probably come back eventually.
Like an hour or two later?
Probably. Sure.
Irie, how about you?
Oh goodness. I'm gonna roll my stamina to see how soon I get cold or something. Nope. I think I'm back first. That's not a great
That
roll.
was not a good roll.
No.
After
I
about
head back.
after about half an hour, Irie comes back in.
I look calmer.
well, I don't really care if Suzume sees. Hinata is just, you know, the villain stroking the cat thing. Replace cat with ninja puppy.
Beautiful. Yes.
Suzume
Yes.
Suzume is playing the kabuki equivalent of a Bond villain theme right now for some reason.
Come and sit down.
Takita-san,
I bet you're wondering why I've gathered you here today.
I haven't gathered anyone. I'm assuming Hayato's asleep.
By this point, Hayato, are you asleep?
Yes, I son.
Yeah, probably.
I was hoping your result would be that's certainly how it appears.
Oh, it's definitely how it appears. Let me roll. Let me roll.
You did get impaled earlier today, so it would be understandable if you were asleep.
I fixed that, and we also technically had the benefits of a long rest.
Yeah.
15. He's on the cusp.
Mental
But he definitely looks asleep.
mental fatigue doesn't go away, even though physical fatigue does, though. So.
So whether or not he falls asleep will probably depend on the next 3 sentences that are said in this room.
I understand you had a conversation with my fiance while I was occupied with my duties.
Yep, he's awake.
Yeah.
But he is not moving.
Yes.
I'm keeping half an eye on the door because I don't think Hisoka can stealth well enough to sneak in without me noticing, but paying attention to that.
I was just giving advice.
That was your first mistake.
What sort of advice would you give to the sharks with laces on their heads beneath you? Pit opens up.
She seems pretty calm. Not necessarily great, but she seems calm.
Yeah, I don't know what I would be picking up.
If you wanted, you could try to roll a
Courier etiquette.
courtier roll.
Yeah, 28.
She is doing her best and doing a decent job of maintaining her calm, but she's really fucking pissed at you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I would deeply appreciate if in the future you did not. My family and myself have a great deal of interest in seeing my engagement go through. And I would deeply appreciate it if those not involved stopped trying to dissuade the arrangement.
That is usually the case with engagements.
He's fairly young and certainly still gullible. I hope you're not putting absurd ideas in his head.
No, just giving advice from my own situation.
How unfortunate.
Ooh, that would have made a Kane draw steel right there.
That's
Damn.
bullshit.
Savage.
Like,
Minato well, get your sleep. I'm sure we depart in the morning.
Like, if that had been said towards Akane, she would have had to make a willpower roll.
seriously, we've joked about it before, but that's the Marguerite Tyrell of L5R
Yeah.
right there.
I mean, it's particularly good because the lion and the crane don't like each other.
Mm.
And it would make sense that the lion would try to disrupt a prestigious marriage between that the crane would try to disrupt a prestigious marriage between the lion and the dragon.
You think that's not going through her head right now? Irie, with your courtier roll,
Mhm.
Hinata's very uncomfortable and very on edge.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
don't say.
But she'll go back to playing with the puppy as though, like, it's very odd because there's clear gestures of affection, but there's no change in the facial expression. It's just like, cute little kitty, cute little puppy. Just do a trick. But just no, just an empty glare.
And I don't say anything else.
The Bond villain theme continues to play. Suzume's really good with that pipe, by the way.
Oh, Mr. Irie, I expect you to die.
So, Hisoka, by the time you return, the temperature in the room has dropped about 20 degrees, and you're not certain why.
I turn around and I walk back.
Hisoka spends the rest
walk
of
I
the
thought
night.
I was done.
Stop.
I'm not done.
Oh look, I just forgot there are other places I wanted to walk.
After a while on your walk, Hisoka, Tsuneo approaches and begins walking alongside you.
Who?
Tsuneo, the leader of the estate.
Oh,
Leader
Okay.
of the Shinra.
Tenbo.
Tenbo Tsunoa.
Tsuneo.
Tsuneo, sorry. Tenbo Tsuneo. Well, Kisoki-sama, I see you're out for a walk.
yes, just. I have not traveled much in my time. I like to get out and see what I can.
Well.
I spent far enough time in my training and everything else within buildings.
I
I
understand
find
that.
it out more interesting.
Would that the views we had to offer you were not quite so riddled with shadow-born corpses.
Such is the way of what it is right now.
It is. I had a query for you. When were you expecting to leave with your party? I have checked with my Shugenja, who are willing to travel with you, but they are
Very good.
all quite spent from this evening, from the siege, and would require at least a night's rest.
We were not planning on leaving today. We were planning. We have to recover a little bit. I mean, we got some rejuvenation. Thanks to some aid, but still, I would rather wait at least a night, anyways.
Once your companions are prepared, we can move you into more suitable accommodations than the barracks that they're in now. We do have some of our guest rooms that have survived the siege mostly intact.
Thank you. That is most appreciated.
In the morning, I will send with you 4 of our most powerful Shugenja.
Mm.
They are each individually quite skilled, together a force to be reckoned with, and hopefully, combined, their spiritual power will be enough to aid you in your clan's fight against darkness.
Excellent.
They will meet you in the morning. And he sort of bows and turns and heads off in a different direction.
Okay. So yeah, I will eventually make my way back.
A short while after you get back, a servant comes in and sort of bows and informs you that they have prepared guest quarters for the group of you. They do not have, because of the siege, they do not have room to spare enough for individual rooms for everyone. So they have put together a room for the gentlemen and a room for the ladies.
Okay.
Shit. I'm gonna start by gently nudging. Who is least likely to stab me in their sleep? I'm gonna start by gently nudging Hayato awake.
Hayato, you are nudged.
The eyes just very quickly open. Does not move a muscle. Yes.
They have
Yeah, say
prepared.
something.
They've prepared guest quarters so we can head there. There's been a room prepared for. There are gender segregated rooms prepared.
Yep.
Of course.
Then moving to Akane. Carefully.
Gak!
As you're reaching out to her, you realize that she's already opened her eyes and is glaring at you with those faint glowing red eyes.
Repeat the message. And if you could get Arashi up, that would be awesome.
As you glance over, Hayato is already poking Arashi with the wrong end of an arrow. Hey, Arashi, wake up, bud. Come
By
on.
wrong
Come on,
end,
buddy.
by wrong end, do you mean
The fletchings, yeah.
I was
Okay.
say wrong end to poke somebody with, or wrong end to shoot somebody with? Because those are two different things.
The bit where you don't injure the person by jabbing it
Okay.
at them.
Okay.
Arashi, come on.
Hinata will,
Wake up, let's go.
with like a polite hand in front of her face. Find that amusing.
Make me a.
Yes.
Make me a defense roll.
14.
Okay. So you're like third poke in, fourth syllable. Arashi's hand just snatches the arrow out of yours and crushes it.
Good, you're awake. Hey, we need to relocate because we've been given other rooms now.
He nods, looks down at his hand. I'm sorry, I didn't.
That was
And
a
you
calculated risk, and I am very impressed by your self-restraint, sir.
And he
Glad it was the arrow and not my arm.
Exactly, that's why we were using that.
He hands you back this arrow that's been crushed. The head and
He'll just kind of...
the head and
bundle it
fletching are fine. It's just the middle of it that's gone.
Right, yeah, I'll just need to strip the head and fletchings off and find a new shaft, and, then we'll be good.
Yep. He stands up and prepares to follow whoever.
Akane slowly stands up. As it turns out, the two sleeping warriors who were just in the middle of the massive fight with a demon are a little sleeping on edge.
There's reasons I woke up Hayato first, because while he could stab, he probably would be the quickest to stab me. He's also probably the best at waking up without stabbing a thing.
And the group of you head off
Surprised
to your
Arashi
guest
isn't
rooms.
sleep fighting.
It's
Actually, I want to know what happens if Hayato attacks Hinata now.
You head out. The quarters are these. It looks like they were meant to be single-person guest quarters, but several bedrolls from other sleeping quarters have been sort of lined up, side by side. You assume the other quarters are being used as various other recovery suites from the amount of injured. But yeah, you each have a, and by each I mean men and women, each have a fairly comfortable guest room that you are all in. Suzume immediately picks the bedroll on the farthest end.
Aww.
And just immediately just dives into them.
Akane just finds one and falls over onto it again.
Important
Hayato
question.
picks the one closest to the door.
Because there are 4 bedrolls laying out. Do you pick the one next to Suzume or one of the other 2?
Probably the one next to Suzume, actually. It's just like the next one over from
Yeah.
the one closest to the door.
So that leaves Irie and Hinata with the other 2 that are next to each other.
Adjacent, right? Yep.
Yep. I indicate.
Hey, I don't know about you, but I always store my sodium right next to the water.
Whichever one.
Minato will take the one closest to the door, I guess, is the ones that are left.
I take the remaining one.
All right. So it's Suzume, Akane, Hinata, Irie.
I lay down and fall asleep.
I mean, it's much easier
Yeah.
to arrange this stuff in the other room.
Yep, I'm closest to the door.
There's like 3 of us.
The other room, there are 3 sleeping beds, and Arashi doesn't take one. So he just walks over to the sturdiest wall, sits down, leans on it, and resumes the exact same place he was previously in his dreams.
Nice.
Man, that's a skill I wish I had.
That's a skill I have, unfortunately.
I also
don't-
have that one.
I wake up, I'm like, oh, that was a fantastic dream. Let me try and get back to it. And then it's a totally different dream.
Oh.
And then I'm like, why did I even go back to sleep?
Because sleep is the best.
It is, but occasionally you have to leave it so you can do things like work or
Yeah.
play role-playing games.
I'm okay with one of those.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my headphones come out right as Jeremy was saying the things that you have to leave sleep to do.
Okay.
So, unless anything happens in the evening, you all go to sleep. I leave a just long enough pause for someone to start talking.
Yep. Hayato will get up, not in the middle of the night, but fairly early, enough that he's still gotten his rest, and slip out to start making his rounds.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I'm looking for soldiers on break.
There don't seem to be any. You begin looking around and you notice that there are less guards than you would want. Like not on guard, but in total. So it seems like they have a portion of their guard doing a forced watch throughout the night. Because they don't have the men to spare to replace them until the morning.
Gotcha. Well, then he will try and figure out just what's going on. When did this attack start? Was there any inciting incident? That sort of thing.
Sure. Give me a investigation roll.
Okay. 20.
It's not too hard. Like they're willing to talk. It helps keep them awake. So it seemed. First of all, you see that the remaining Shadowlands corpses are in a big bonfire outside the estate. It's been burning for a while, emitting black smoke.
Right.
They tell you that the siege basically came out of nowhere, from the mountains. Roughly, what they described to you would be roughly a few minutes before you saw that caravan that you passed in the mountains when you hit the road. About a day ago at this point. And they just appeared from the woods and began lobbing things at the estate. That's why they didn't. They sort of indicate that's why a large portion of the first barrage got through and did a lot of damage. They didn't have anybody prepared to deflect flying rocks.
No warning. Right.
Yeah. There was no indication that it would happen. It just did.
Mhm.
And they had been basically fighting nonstop until the point you arrived.
Okay. Um, After he finishes sort of making his rounds, he will try and time it to where he's done with his investigating and socializing right around the time that people would normally be getting up, and he will make tea and bring it back to the rooms.
Okay. Hisoka, you wake up to tea.
Thank you.
Of course. And he will.
Thank
like,
you
He will make sure
very
there's.
much.
Thank you very much. Hayato is the proper phrasing. But that's all right. I understand. You've had a long night. Yesterday was weird. So Hayato's still in full-on mantis. And I'll go make sure the ladies are getting theirs as well. And he'll take the tray with all the cups and the pot and put it down in front of the door, and he will ding-dong ditch and head back to his room and make sure all of his stuff is prepared.
So the rest of you wake up as Suzume is picking up the tray from the door and bringing it back in.
Oh, tea.
Yep, tea. Puts it down.
Nakano-san is very considerate.
Akane wakes up thoroughly refreshed after having slept through everything that happened last night, and it's just like, all right, I need a drink.
Suzume hands a teacup to you.
Sure, that too. She takes the tea, drinks the tea, opens the shochu, drinks some of the shochu.
Double fisting tea and whiskey.
Hinata will drink her tea.
And Irie will as well.
Suzume
Being
adds...
pointedly.
Sorry, Suzume's... You're sitting there watching Suzume adding sugar to her tea. Adding sugar. Adding sugar. Adding sugar.
Eventually,
Adding
it's just
sugar.
more sugar than tea.
I know.
Suzume, I appreciate you as a player. That is exactly how tea must be consumed, as sort of a slushy.
No.
Ah.
Fuck. No.
It's a caffeine sugar slushy.
Oh. Oh God. Oh,
Very visceral
God.
reaction.
Yeah.
Hisoka from the other room spits out his tea for some reason.
There's no idea why.
So what you're saying is Suzume's from Georgia as well.
That's fucking foul.
How about that sweet iced tea?
No ice,
Okay.
but you know.
There's sweet iced tea, and then there is sugar tea slushy.
Also
I
known
know,
as sweet
they're
iced
both
tea.
great.
Sugar in water. More. More.
Good reference.
Thank you.
Irie is pointedly being very polite this morning. Just extremely polite, for whatever reason.
Extremely polite.
Extremely polite.
Give me an etiquette roll. Let's see how polite you're being.
Super polite.
Hinata is her usual level of stiff, detached politeness.
28 polite.
And Arashi isn't currently in the room, so to generally everybody.
Suzume, Irie, you're being quite polite this morning.
Thank you.
It's weird.
Don't slurp, dear.
She puts her pinky out.
A nod. Do the same.
Suzume may or may not be Tiny Tina from Borderlands 2.
Where's Ashley Birch when you need her?
I know, right?
Pack up my stuff. Head out.
You all pack up and get ready. You are met as you all get together, unless there's anything else anybody's doing in the morning. You all get up, get your stuff out, and you're met at the gate by 4 Shugenja. Each of them are dressed in Dragonfly clan colors, with slight addendums. They each are wearing a sash that is different colored. One's wearing a blue sash, one's wearing a green sash, one's wearing a red sash, and one's wearing a purple sash.
We have a Void Shugenja.
Damn it! I was hoping for the Ninja Turtles.
I mean,
Hayato's gonna have to start raising.
yeah,
turtles.
there's no yellow.
There's no yellow in the Ninja Turtles either. Orange.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That depends on any particular
It's
cell
It's
in
true.
the. Because sometimes, I'm sorry, they colored that wrong, and that shit is yellow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes Mikey is yellow, not orange. But either way,
Back to the ship.
they're sort of just standing off, waiting for your direction.
All right. Yes. Let's.
The one wearing the one wearing the green sash asks, "Is there a particular place your ship is located?"
We
know
reiterate
that.
the place that the ship is located.
And they sort of lead you out of the gates to the field just outside.
Oh, fuck them and their high-level spells.
Hang on,
Somebody have spell envy.
Little bit.
I'm trying to find the specific thing that I was looking at. Okay, that. And they sort of go. They don't pull out any seals. They instead do a series of quick hand motions, which ends with just a palm thrust down towards the ground, and the earth around the group of you rumbles and cracks apart. And as it does, it rises up, and you're suddenly standing on the back of a dragon made of earth that begins snaking its way towards the mountains with all of you on it.
Okay, that is impressive.
Do we need to make any rolls to make sure we don't fall off this thing?
No, interestingly enough, the ground is it's almost as if the ground around you is moving rather than the ground underneath you is moving. Which is a very odd feeling, but it does not cause you to shift or even like shake in the slightest.
The engine doesn't move you, it moves the galaxy around you.
Wow. Magic. It can be
Yep.
powerful. It can be.
And the Shugenja just sort of folds his arms and focuses, but basically sort of staring at the head of the dragon, which you can see as it's swimming basically through the earth. The other three turn and look to the rest of you. Allies, our companions' ability, as my dog tears up my green screen, should get us to the location of your ship quickly. Slightly faster than it would be on foot.
Excellent. Thank you.
Once there, are we heading straight to the valley, or is there another stop that you need to make?
Do we have any other places?
Hayato raises his
Yeah.
hand.
I've lost track at this point.
Yes, we could still go to the Lion Clan.
And the turtle, right? Or we have to ask about where the other sword is.
Right.
How much time do we have at this point?
Little
Not a
over a week.
Okay.
Like 8 days. Hayato has a hand raised as well.
Yes.
Holy fuck! They made a dragon out of dirt. Are you seeing this?
Yes.
Yes, it's
Blink.
it's
Yes, it is
wonderful.
impressive.
It is.
That is a dramatic
so much.
underreaction, Kisaki-sama.
Yes.
Okay.
And not
Okay.
to look at Hisoka.
Anybody?
Magic.
No?
Yes,
Okay, just
yes,
me.
No, I agree.
Right. Anyway, as you were, yes, sword from the tortoise, and then go see the lion.
The Shugenja look over and blink. Do they not have Shugenja where you're from?
I've never seen anything on this scale. That's all I'm saying.
We mostly just have Yasusan, and
I am unfortunately
Pause.
still
I,
not this good, but it's
So,
Hisoka
Hisoka
with
is-
you.
Hisoka's a fucking idiot, but he knows not to say anything at this point because there is nothing appropriate that you can say that will help.
Hinata. I only have second level spells.
Yeah, not sixth.
For a
Just gonna
D&D
very
reference, for
politely
those not
compliment.
familiar with the system, Hinata's ability to cast spells is about the equivalent of a 5th or 4th level character.
And and the levels take a while to get up to.
Yeah,
Yeah, these guys are chucking around 8th and 9th level shit.
essentially.
From D&D, yeah.
It costs a lot, but you need to move, and you know you're gonna have a rest.
Yep.
Um,
I'm just gonna compliment. It's very impressive.
and I mean, there's also the fact that the Dragonfly are a Shugenja clan.
Mhm.
That's what they do. Like, they don't like the fact that they had the archers that they have likely aren't actually Dragonfly, but are hired soldiers from other clans. Because the only thing the Dragonfly do is Shugenja.
Hayato gives Irie a dirty look.
All right. Well then, in about the span, and the dragon does wear off after a couple of hours and have to be resummoned. Actually, wait, no, it doesn't, because it's just concentration. It lasts however long. I forgot that's how concentration works in the system. As it's getting dark, the dragon has carried you most of the way back through the mountains. And you can see the cove that the ship was anchored in up ahead.
Hey, that's our port.
At close enough that you can walk and be there within about a half an hour. The dragon melds back into the earth, leaving you all standing once more on solid ground.
Hayato goes over and kind of pats the earth where its head was. Thank you.
There's a little rumble in response.
Right. Well, should we get back to the ship then? Yeah.
If you want, Hinata, you can make a spellcasting roll if you'd like to recognize what that was.
You're muted, Aaron.
You're muted.
Spell casting, like cast a spell, or
The-
spell craft?
Spellcraft. Sorry, that's the one that I keep mispronouncing.
It's fine. Just making sure I didn't get to roll something I'm good at. 27.
Oh, that's 27 is good enough. That was the spell Rise Earth. Each of the elements have a Rise spell except for Void, which basically
Or just next to one's
summons
delete.
a massive kami
Yep.
that can take any form. And this one took the form of a dragon.
But yeah, they have specific things they can do.
Yeah. Void doesn't have a rise spell because it has a delete you from existence spell.
Yes.
Void is weird. Void is powerful and stuff. Yeah.
So you walk the rest of the way, get on the ship, and ship takes off down the river. So you have at this point it's night, so 7 days until the appointed time. It'll take, if you go straight back to the valley, it'll take 2 days. If you stop, assuming a day for each stop, it'll be 4 days. If you stop to get the lion blade, to try to get the lion blade, assuming you can get it in 1 day, and then stop to talk to the lion, it'll likely take 4 days.
Cutting it.
Very close.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since...
And that's assuming that Akujin hold to their word.
That's assuming that they hold to their word. And that is, okay, we made it back there so we can give... I mean, we've been giving periodic updates anyways, but still... Here we are with all this information. By the way, he's directly behind us by like 100 yards. So time to plan.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, if we use 4 days, then we have 3 days left. So we'll have at least probably
everything goes perfectly well,
right,
though.
assuming everything goes well.
So my understanding is essentially, and I'm kind of looking at the jam for this. If we stop at the turtle, we absolutely have to stop at the lion, because if we get if we succeed at the turtle, we have to stop at the lion.
You don't necessarily have to, but you have to stop at the turtle before you stop at the lion if you want to stop at the lion.
Yep.
Yes, I know that part. But like, what I'm getting at is the lion sort of an optional courtesy if we have time, or is it like
Optional. Yeah.
you need? Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well, we don't really need to stop at the lion, so that helps.
Yeah, you can stop at the tortoise and then just go straight there with the Akodo blade in hand, and then after the fact go, oh, by the way, we have the thing. Yeah. That is the thing you
Personally,
can
I believe that having the Kodo blade in Yase-sama's hands would be very helpful.
Yes. I mean, let's stop. Let's go out with the expectation that we are going to hit all the spots because they're all going to go well, and if because our first stop is turtle, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If turtle takes too long, then from there we just cut straight.
Yes,
Sound
we
good?
also need time to organize while
Anyone?
there. I agree. We'll also need time to organize when we're back in the valley. We still have to see how many crane warriors we will have. And I think we had another group we have the unicorn that's going to be meeting us there as well, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so you're going to have you currently have the Shugenja that are with you, the unicorn that are on their way via
Mm-hmm.
land, potentially some Crane Clan allies, and the Mantis that are in the valley already,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the Dragon Clan forces. So those are you currently have that will need organization and planning.
Weren't we going to ask at the Dragonfly clan if they could like I don't know what the term is in this system, but like essentially scry to find out where the Akujin is now and what he's doing? because we were wondering because we didn't know if he was going to be amassing forces or was just going to face us solo again, right?
Well,
That was
you do have one of the Shugenja with you. You have four of the Shugenja with you. You can ask them.
I legitimately don't remember us having that come.
But it's not a
Bringing
bad
that
idea
up,
whether
but
or
it's
not we
not a
discuss
bad
it ahead
idea.
of time.
I think if
thought
we're
we
having
did.
that conversation
Yeah.
now, I need to make a roll for if that is because that is definitely knowing about the Shadowlands and looking into Shadowland stuff, which maybe not. If it's not honorable, it's not honorable to ask someone to do it.
Yeah, I remember asking or like discussing that because I have it in my notes. But
Well, let's make some rolls then.
Sure. Make me etiquette rolls. Those of you that want to make those.
Hayato doesn't really know about scrying shit, and he's of the opinion that if you
32.
can spy on somebody, you can spy on them. So
33.
There is
40.
Scrying on the Shadowlands forces wouldn't be dishonorable because it's, hey, where are our enemies? We need to know where our enemies are. Knowledge of the Shadowlands is I have intimate knowledge as to how Oni are formed or how they work or
Right.
what their customs are or what goblins are, who made them, what their customs are. Like not more than just where they are, let's go kill them. So it wouldn't be dishonorable to ask a Shugenja to scry on your enemies. They have spells for that.
Can I make like a spellcraft roll or something for? Do I? They have spells for that.
Yeah, make a spellcraft for.
Okay. 21.
You in particular know there is a water spell called Reflective Pool, which is specifically that. It's you're scrying on a location and seeing what's there. There are also void spells that do the same thing. That sort of scry on images from a distance and provide information from a distance. So either assuming that the sashes correspond to what they do, either the blue or purple sashes might be able to help.
Inato will relay that information. And Kisaki-san, if you wish to ask them, you would be the one to do that.
Sorry, say that again.
If you want to ask them to scry, go ahead.
Okay.
The blue or purple sash.
Yep.
Yeah, I will. Can't hurt. I will go and speak with them and ask them if they would mind checking in on.
Certainly. Can you please give us as much detail as possible about the individual?
Blah.
You
I'm
regurgitate
sorry.
information.
I am literally, yeah.
The blue-sashed Shugenja pulls out a bowl of water and begins making hand gestures over it. The purple one just sort of leans back and stares into nothingness. And you see bits of energy crackle in front of their face. The water Shugenja invites you over to look in the bowl.
Okay.
And as they beseech the spirits to basically show them what it is you're looking for, they ask you, Hisoka, to concentrate on a familiar location where you think this individual might be.
Okay.
So where do you're pretty familiar with most of the valley. So you can look at the map on the valley and basically pick a place you want to look if you think he might be there.
Since Hisoka knows the I hate the fact that I'm doing the blah and blah and blah. but since Hisoka knows the valley intimately and I do not, he picks blah.
Okay.
Like
Give me a what would a good roll be? Give me a battle roll.
Yeah.
okay. 37.
Nice.
Okay. So you recall that you fought him in the woods
Yes.
and he retreated south.
Mm-hmm.
You also recall that
I mean, I don't think he retreated as much as he casually sauntered after kicking our asses. But
I mean,
And he opted of his own volition to take a walk southward.
he wire food to the south.
It sounds more honorable if we say we convinced a retreat.
So you're figuring southern end of the valley, likely where the forest meets the mountains. And you sort of
If
focus
there's a nice,
there.
if there's a tree that looks like a nice big middle finger, look for that one.
You sort of focus there, and the water ripples, and you see the coastline of the valley, where the lake meets where the mountain range meets the lake, that little corner of the valley. But it doesn't look like how you remember it.
Oh no.
Instead of forest and grass and mountain, you see corruption. The grass is dead. There is fleshy purple growths rolling along the mountainside and up the trees, sapping the life and energy from the trees.
right.
All around on the ground where once there was healthy field, you see what can only be described as pods. Bulbous black and purple ovoids of flesh standing up in the field, dotting it. And as you watch, you see one of them crack, and steam escapes from the inside as a gnarled and green-skinned arm punches out of it and rips bits of the pod apart. And you see this goblin just eating its way out of this pod as it pulls itself free.
You remember that scene in the Two Towers when they pan over Isengard that's being torn down and there's just like orcs being birthed in the ground?
Kind of like that.
Basically that.
Yeah.
Well, that's something you can't unsee.
The Shugenja tells you if you focus your will, you can shift the view.
Okay.
How would you like to shift the view? You're currently looking at what you assume is a birthing field for goblins.
North.
I don't know if this would occur to Soka, but checking on the capital might be a good idea.
Yeah.
So you can just pan north real quick if you want to look just a little bit further north before moving to the castle.
Okay.
The vision slides northwards, and you see this field goes on for a while. And you see eventually larger of these flesh pods, things that tower over the first ones. Which you've seen things that are big enough that these could house, be it Oni or ogres. And as you pull back a little bit further, you see basically this corruption has spread to the southern corner of the forest. And it seems like much of the southern forest is corrupted by this taint. You do not see Akujin anywhere, though. Or you, at least not as your vision pans across.
Okay.
You try to go look at the castle?
Yeah.
Be over here, for those of you on the map.
Sorry, over.
That's about where
That's where the corruption is, on the,
the
basically the bottom of the
corruption is
map right
spread
now.
Right.
is sort of the northern boundary of the corruption, more or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your vision flies over the wooded area of the forest and up to the castle, and the castle seems perfectly fine. There are more guards patrolling around it in the snow, but it doesn't seem like any attack has happened yet.
Okay.
Whether or not that remains true.
And a quick shift to Tengoku no Mizumi. See how preparations are going there.
There are definitely monks.
Are they completely like doody? We don't know what's going on directly south. We're gonna die.
There are monks there preparing, but they are not at the level of preparedness you would imagine they would be if they knew what was to the south. It seems likely, just from what you're looking at, that they don't know.
No idea what's about to come ruin their day.
And it also seems likely that the capital probably doesn't know where it is either, because you didn't know until just now.
On one hand, we really need those swords now. On the other hand, we really need to get back quickly.
I'm sorry, I missed some things. Are we here for this, or it's just
you're all around? You can see too. You can all see what's in the bowl.
I think it's
does
very
my
sober.
finagle it into a message spell of the asking the kami for things work in this in?
It's probably too far away.
Okay. I will ask one of the Shugenja if any of them have a message spell that actually works.
The Void Shugenja who's been sort of staring off into space. There is something powerful casting a shadow over your valley. It is hard to see. I fear there must be powerful Maho shielding the valley.
No.
You're not certain what he's doing. Void is weird, and you're not particularly versed in it. But he's talking to the group of you.
Yeah.
But not looking at any of you. Like he's looking at something none of you can see.
Does anyone else have a way to get a message back more quickly than... Even if we head straight there, it will be some time.
No, but it'll be faster.
Hayato, you...
Yep. No, Hayato, as soon as he saw this, he is gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are messenger birds on the ship.
Yep.
So you send a message?
He's sending one to Hisaki Joe. How many birds do they have?
They have a cage. So
A bevy. Okay.
Yeah.
He's sending one to Tengoku no Mizumi, and he's sending one to his father.
Okay. What did the message say?
The ones to Kisaki Joe and Tengoku no Mizumi said, the one to Kisaki Joe was a report of our progress on finding allies, the location and size of the corruption, and that we will be back as soon as we can. The one to Tengoku no Mizumi talked about the location, size of the corruption, with encouragement that they prepare, and of course confer with Kisaki Joe on defense. The one to his father said all of the above, with information on other threats that we have encountered and our actions in response. And our plans to return to the valley, possibly making 1 or 2 stops at the most as soon as possible to confront this.
Okay. So the birds are set off.
Uh-huh.
While it is valuable to have as many weapons as possible, I do agree that at this time the priority should
Right.
be speed.
Yeah.
Yes, we should get back as soon as possible. We need to make all preparations.
Whenever I notice Hayato back, I probably won't see him come back, but
Yeah, he might be. Let's see. Let's see if he's doing shitty at sneaking again.
let's see if I do amazing at seeing. That
Can
would
you
be
roll a 60?
Can you roll a 60?
Whoa.
Because I got a 59.
what am I rolling?
You roll a d6 3 times. It'll be.
It is technically not impossible.
It would be investigation.
$51.
Ooh,
So
You got close.
that's really
I mean,
close.
I will try that just for fun.
Yeah.
Nope.
But
Absolutely
at some
not.
point,
Not
Hayato did
even a
something
A little
that
busy.
makes it known
A little
that
busy
he's
with the
there.
vision.
Yeah, no. You guys, once Hayato makes himself known, you know he's there.
Oh, Hayato-san, we were just discussing if any of us had a way to get a message to the capital.
Messages have been sent.
Oh, good.
Good.
to just the capital.
I sent one also to Tengoku no Mizumi.
Okay.
Should I send
also-
one to the other towns? Kawano Futago, Ichizoku no Minato.
There's also the diplomat
That
that's
would
supposed to be
likely
landing
raise
at
more
some
panic,
point.
which is-
Ah, nice place here. Ah!
You're what? Yeah. There's the oh, I forgot what clan he's from.
Mantis clan, was it not?
Mantis. Yes, there's the Mantis diplomat that should be arriving. They should be warned.
Isn't the Mantis diplomat supposed to be arriving on the same day as Akujin said get out?
Yep.
Yep.
Did we ever get a name for the diplomat?
The name is, yes, you did. Suruchi Yoshinori.
Okay.
I like that Irie hasn't gone. We should probably warn my cousin. You know, it would be good to warn those of our allies that we can if we have the option.
Hayato, can you get word to all of the people that we've rounded to our cause?
It will take me a bit of time, but I believe that there are enough birds on board for that.
The only trick with that is you don't know where to send them.
Right.
You know where to send birds to get word back to the various towns of the valley, but you don't know where to send birds to get them back from a cavalry unit in progress and an ambassador whose location you don't know.
Correct.
Yeah, but there's still like the Crane Clan and the Crane Clan lands and I think
But
yeah,
then that's like playing phone tag.
Yeah. Like you don't you did you while you were in the Crane port, did you memorize where their messenger birds were?
I never even saw it.
Would I have any idea of I don't know,
Give
of any
me
sort of
a
where these things tend to get sent?
be a lore roll. Lore Crane Clan
Okay.
if you know it. Or lore
Oh
politics.
goodness. I have none of those. Let's try it.
I mean, untrained
Yeah.
level. You've never sent a
7.
messenger bird. You don't know.
I
That's
have
for
no
other
idea.
people.
I'm a terrible.
Messenger
Terrible
birds just show up when you need them, right?
Exactly.
That's called somebody else's job.
Pretty much.
What is the decision? Are you running back? Are you rushing back to the valley?
Unless
That's
anyone else is
Input.
gonna.
Depending on how much time it would take for us to plan an adequate defense and assemble our various allies, it may be indeed wiser
To return home.
to return than to
Yeah.
potentially spend necessary time elsewhere.
Yeah. Basically, does anybody disagree with the idea of let's go back?
Are there
I
any
don't
extra
think Hikane
sails
can
we can put on
use
this
any
ship?
more swords, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Shugenja with the bowl lets the spell fade. I take it then that you wish to return with haste.
That seems to be the case, yes.
She stands up and walks out to wherever the captain is. Asks him a question. He nods. She moves to the back of the ship and
We have
begins
better than extra sails.
making hand motions. And all of you feel a sudden jolt as the ship rises about 6 feet.
Rise, water!
Hinata is muttering under her breath. Envy is unbecoming. Envy is unbecoming. Envy is unbecoming.
Yes.
Do any of you go out and look over the side of the ship?
No.
Hayato
Yeah,
is there.
yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
yes.
The ship is currently riding on a tidal wave.
Envy is unbecoming. Envy is unbecoming.
It looks basically it's a wave that looks vaguely dragon-esque that is just carrying the ship forward.
Really want better spells.
And the ship is moving faster.
Just very impressive.
I hear that Irie just says this every time.
Yes. Uh-huh. I'm being passive aggressively complimentary. It's good.
So, with the added speed, the ship will likely make it back in a day and a half rather than 2 days. Though, mostly because the Shugenja has to rest after a while. Because this takes a lot of energy.
Mhm.
Is there anything you guys are doing over that day and a half other than praying and being envious and complimenting the Shugenja?
Hayato's gonna try and teach Hinata more sword fighting.
Okay.
All right. Give me a battle roll from Hinata and a. What did I have it? What did I have it as last
I
time?
think we both made battle rolls.
Yeah, they
wasn't
got
it?
a
Last
battle
time
roll
was
from
both
Hayato as
making
well.
battle rolls.
Yeah.
That's not amazing, but 36.
9.
Hayato, you very quickly realize you're not teaching Hinata anything. Hinata, you're not learning anything at this.
Hinata will stop trying to explain it and just show me.
Okay, I'm going to ask the GM something.
Sure.
Can I employ my karmic tie, since technically this is a role made to hopefully in the future defend someone?
Yeah, you could also use an honor roll if you wanted to reroll that battle roll.
No, I think I'll just make a second battle roll and just add my keeps and such to it.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Sure.
All right. Try this again.
Ideally with less natural.
40.
So, when Hayato stops trying to teach, you start learning more.
Yep.
I'm gonna say that gives you another. That gives you 1 free rank in Kenjutsu, Hinata.
Cool. Nice.
And
So, yeah.
the two of you
Once
spend
he
time?
finally focuses and is like, "All right, I've got a thing here. We can make this work."
Yep. And you manage to actually you stop. You've spent a while trying to teach Hinata the same way your father taught you,
Mm-hmm.
and you realize it's not working.
Yeah.
So you stop trying to teach that way. You just do it and hope Hinata can follow, and Hinata can follow.
Okay.
And yeah,
Awesome.
yep, actually teaching something. Congratulations.
Achievement unlocked.
Achievement unlocked. Taught something. Is anything else happening over the course of the day and a half?
Nope.
Or do you guys want to expand on that scene any?
I'm.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
Nope.
ahead.
You guys were in the scene first.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you?
Two of who? You're pointing at
Aaron
angles that I can't
and-
You're
see.
pointing at the screen.
Aaron and Jack.
The
Alright.
people who are just in the scene.
Sorry, Aaron. You were saying Hinata was.
Hinata will seek out Hisoka at some point.
Okay.
Okay.
Over to that.
He's somewhere on the boat.
You find
Ship.
each other somewhere below
Oh!
decks.
He's on a fucking
And
boat.
everyone who doesn't watch Breakers is very confused at this moment.
He's on a boat,
Um,
motherfucker.
She will. She's not good at this. She'll just find him and then stare at him.
Hisoka, your fiance is staring at you.
It's true love.
Oh, not really.
Is everything all right?
I was one of our assistants made me aware that trying very hard to one of our assistants made
His
me aware
I'm a terrible person.
one of our assistants made me aware that Kakita-san had said some things to you after the fight.
Yes. That's fair to say.
I sincerely hope that that won't get
Of
in the
course
way of our
not.
family's arrangement.
Of course not.
And I hope that
Kakita-san has very many talents. I don't think empathy is among them.
polite laugh. I see.
No, worry not.
Polite bow. If there's nothing else you need of me at the moment,
By all means.
I have to go back to swordsmanship practice with Hayato.
Oh my god.
Hinata's back where Hayato is. So, as we were,
Of course.
Oh, pardon me while I go spend time with my yoga instructor. Ugh.
So beautiful.
it's not that bad. No, she explicitly turned down the massage thing.
Oh. Hisoka, meanwhile. Okay, cool. Zhink.
Have fun.
This is why his father married his youngest son off to the Lion Clan. Because the youngest son was naive enough to believe anything being told. That wasn't an outright lie.
I mean, he's smart. No, he's smart enough to know. He's just not wise enough to know who to use his perception
go.
skills on.
Hinata isn't. This is more of a Crane Clan thing than a Lion Clan thing. Lion Clan is like, here is a battle map. Study it.
Yep. Ah, okay. Akane, you were doing something, I think.
Mostly Akane is just at the prow of the ship, staring basically directly ahead toward Dragon Clan territory. All of her weapons are sort of laid out on the ground in front of her, with the exception of the machete, which is currently stood up in front of her as she just kind of leans on it and meditates, just focusing on everything that she's been through, everything ahead of her. And she's faintly muttering under her breath, but no one is actually close enough to hear what she's saying, so...
I actually wanted to find Akane.
You hear a couple of footsteps approaching, actually, as both Airi and Arashi are walking up towards you. The lighter footsteps of Airi and the heavier footsteps of Arashi.
Hi.
She puts the machete down with the rest of the swords, turns around.
I didn't want to interrupt, but just wanted to say I don't understand you, but I see some of what you were coming from now. Thank you. We're going to do this. And I stare out at the horizon with you.
There's just the faintest. There's just the faintest of smiles. Just she looks at Arashi.
Arashi has a gourd and a bowl.
The Rokugan version of "You got this, boo."
Yeah.
She nods at the bowl and sits down.
Arashi pours sake into the bowl, drinks, hands it.
Take it, drink, hand it back.
You hand it on to Airi?
Yeah, hand it on to Airi.
I look at it. This may be a bad idea. I drink.
It's good sake.
Mm-hmm.
The bowl gets passed back. Arashi refills it. To our loved ones, all who are lost fighting the shadow. Drink. Pass.
Take it. The family and a legacy that we live to honor. Drink. Pass.
To loved ones. Drink. Pass.
And so the three warriors have a warrior. Basically, this is actually a tradition before going into battle. Basically, it's a series of toasts that the three of you will make for a little while. It's meant to basically bleed yourself of emotional stress. You just let it all out basically through the drink. The toasts getting progressively more personal as they go until you have nothing left, because the alcohol helps with that. So that when you face battle in the morning, you have no regrets left.
How much of a lightweight am I? Is the question. I don't know.
Give me a.
What? That's not a skill.
That is Earth Ring.
Here.
Give me an Earth Ring.
Earth
roll.
Ring?
Yeah.
Earth Ring. Okay. 12.
You get
Pretty
there pretty
good.
quick.
Yeah. Much faster than they do. But
Much
pretty good
faster
for
than
me.
they do, yes. So, the three of you go through this ritual. Hayato, you doing anything else other than training with Hinata?
He'll train with Hinata, and once we've sort of gotten to that point where the strain of constant training is starting to show diminishing returns, he'll stop, bow. I'm quite impressed. You have accomplished much, even in the very short time that you have been in the field with us.
I appreciate your praise.
If there is anything you require, I am, of course, sworn to the house of Kisakizumo. But if you require my services for protection or information or anything, you will simply call us.
Anything.
I'm making an etiquette roll to make sure that I phrase this correctly.
You phrased it fine.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, you phrased it fine.
With the exception of Dono rather than Zumo.
Yeah, you said Zumo.
I said Domo, right?
It came out Zumo. You're supposed to say Dono, and you said Dono in game. But
Right.
You, the player, said
I
Zumo
heard
for some
Dono,
reason.
but yeah.
Okay.
You know, with the 44 on her figure out what Hayato is saying roll, bow back. I appreciate the offer.
I believe I should check in with our commander. And I'm going to go find Hisoka.
You find Hisoka. Same place that Hinata left him.
Yes. He's currently in the process of centering himself and, all of that.
Your wife's yoga
Stop.
instructor. I mean, Hayato comes up.
Kisaki-san.
Hang on, I broke Jeremy. Give him a minute.
I'm so pleased about this outcome, about everything.
I love this whole dynamic
Just so.
much. I almost had it for about
Sorry, folks, we're going to be here a while.
Turns out the right word in the right sentence can just disable a man.
Kind of.
I believe that there is a request I must make of you.
Yes, of course. You need.
Knowing that when one goes into battle, one must always contemplate one's mortality. The blade I bear, should I fall, if you would speak with your father about having it returned to my family.
Of course, my hope is that that will not happen, but should it? Absolutely.
I thank you.
Should such a situation be required, if it is possible, I would return it myself.
You are a paragon of honor, and I value you, both for that, for your keen mind, and for your willingness to throw yourself into peril on behalf of all of us who travel with you. Please be sure that the same abandon with which you defend us, we also will defend you.
I've seen nothing less. Thank you.
He will bow and take his leave.
All right. So, between toasts, contemplation, centering, training.
It was
It was training.
it was training.
It was.
Though
training.
Hinata is kind of looking at the sky, expecting lightning to rain down at any moment right now.
Aerobic activity is important to training.
It is. Nothing's happened yet that would incur the wrath of an ancestor.
Nothing's happened at all.
Yet.
The problem is I don't know which one's going to incur the wrath of the
I
ancestor.
know, right? You all get rest. And in the morning, the ship pulls into port. Well, midday, the ship pulls into port. You all get off. Assumedly, you bring the painting.
I bring the painting.
Assumedly, you get horses and head north.
Yep.
Hatta would first check in to see if any messages have been sent here to await us. And if not,
Yeah.
then yeah.
No messages.
Okay.
You ride north, riding hard. By the end of the day, you're outside of Kisakijo. And as you approach in near to dusk, the guard see you, notice you, recognize you, and let you through. One of them, Kisaki-sama, your Lord Father requests your presence as soon as you return.
Of course. We're on our way.
And the group of you are rushed to the to Kisaki So's dining room. You're all pretty exhausted from having a hard day's ride, but it seemed important. Your weapons are set off to the side. You are ushered into the tea room. There's tea there. A few faces.
Finally, someplace I don't have to make it.
A few faces that are familiar. There is a mantis. There's the leader of the Unicorn Cavalry is there, whom you met previously, whose name I have in a list. There's also a representative of the mantis there. One of the monks from the Citadel are there, or the monastery is there. You enter, and the Shugenja that come with you also are there. And your father looks at the group of you. Well, I see my youngest son has returned safely. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We received your notice and have sent scouts out to investigate the spread of this corruption. It is good that you informed us of this when you did. It has spread almost to Shinran no Hashi. So, they have managed to put guards there. It seems this Akujin is spreading his roots as wide as possible. It's difficult to tell from whence he will strike. Our own Shugenja have some form of interference with their vision. They suspect the work of Maho in the valley, clouding their vision. We have war councils planned out. Supposedly, the day of battle draws near. I would ask that you all join our war councils and speak to your knowledge. Do you have anything new to report that was not included in the letter?
Looks to Hayato, because Hayato wrote the goddamn letter.
Hayato would have told you guys what he sent, but he'll just kind of give a look at Hisoka and give a little shake of his head, tiny shrug.
I believe that is everything. We don't have anything new to report as of now.
John, to confirm, there's no one from the Crane clan here.
Yes, actually there is. There is a
Okay.
person, not one that you noticed, but there is a Crane
Mhm.
Clan duelist
Okay.
sitting off to one side.
Okay.
Did the letters include the report on our encounter with the 5 or so lost that were present at Dragonfly territory?
Actually, no. Mm-mm. He didn't detail the battle. I mean, there was the whole, we went to the Dragonfly, helped them with a siege, and they're sending
okay.
some Shugenja back with us. He gave him brief summaries, but nothing detailed has been reported yet.
If I might speak from a battlefield perspective, Akane speaks up.
He looks. You may.
Our siege with the Dragonfly was enlightening. We encountered a number of lost, working in unison with Oni and goblins to lay siege to the Dragonfly estate. The Shadowlands forces were working in unnatural unison, regimented much like a army of our own would be. The leadership, however, fell apart as soon as the Lost and their Oni commanding unit were eliminated.
Well, then I assume the Lost would be the target, then. And
Yes.
the Oni they have commanding. Thank you for this information. It will prove, and as he begins to continue that sentence, you hear rapid footsteps. He, confused, looks to the door, which bursts open, and somebody that none of you have ever seen except for Hayato, just throws open the door, wearing dark leathers with a long scarf hanging down and white hair. Hayato, you recognize your father.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Moving, you're seeing him move, which is unnerving in and of itself.
Yeah.
As is the next thing that he calls out, which is, "Protect your lord!" What do you do immediately in response to that?
I am in front of Kisaki-so with the Shisoru blade out.
Okay. The next thing any of you feel is an explosion. And I need all of you to roll me athletics to see how well you do.
Oh, fuck.
22.
Athletics?
17.
Yes, athletics.
Oh, athletics is a skill.
Is a skill.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is the Bouge skill.
Thanks.
Hey.
34.
Damn!
Oh.
All right.
Nice.
There's a few things I'm good at.
Hisoka, you go to stand up, trying to see what's happening, and the floor underneath your feet caves as the walls explode inward. Fire fills your vision. All of you, fire fills your vision, and heat engulfs all of you. Hinata and Akane, you manage to get to your feet and move out of the way as the entire building catches fire very quickly. Ceiling beams come loose and fall. Hayato, you and So both get hit by a falling beam on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Slams into both of you, pinning you to the ground. You take 14 points of damage as this flaming beam crashes into you.
Okay.
Hisoka, you twist your ankle in the hole that you seem to have opened up underneath you. You take 2 points of damage.
9,000 points damage.
Just 2 points of damage as your
It's a
foot gets
really
stuck.
bad sprain, dude.
It's the worst sprain in the world.
I
The sprain's fine. It just popped an aneurysm that's been building bit by bit throughout this episode.
You sprain your ankle and your head explodes.
yeah. Irie, you take 14 points of damage as bits of the wall crash into you as they explode inward. Hinata and Akane, you both seem to avoid the brunt of the damage, but Akane, you do notice that the ceiling beam directly above Hisoka is about to give way and is on fire currently.
Yeah, so my first two steps are Flame Blade is drawn as a free action because I can do that,
Mm-hmm.
and jump to sever the beam before it falls, so it won't fall directly on him, and then immediately
Thing
rush
is
to
on
the
fire. Add more fire.
Actually, no, correction. It would actually be Shinohana just because the blade is longer and gets a better cut.
Give me an athletics roll. Hinata, what are you doing?
So
That's so great.
I assume Hinata understands better than me how the magic works. Would summon water help in this instance?
No.
Oh.
There's you need a stronger source of water.
Yep.
And you'd just be summoning a waters. I mean, you'd be summoning an amount of water.
No, I summon a
Yeah.
summon is material.
Yeah.
That would be a cubic foot of water.
Yeah. You have to have a
More
place
if
to,
I raise.
You have to have a place to pull it from.
No,
You
that's
know? Let me look at
Yeah,
the spell.
summon is
is
conjured.
summon. So
Let me look
sense
at the spell.
is find what's nearby. Commune is talk to it. Summon is I need some wood. I need a fire. I need air. There's nothing in the spell about you need to have something nearby.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, you can cast it. I mean, it would help against fire potentially. Yeah.
Not what I asked. But what's
So my athletics is 17.
Right. So you get up, you embed the sword in the rafter, but this is not an axe, and that rafter is not thin. The rafter breaks loose and comes down. However, you do have the sword above you, so you put your shoulder out and basically land and brace the rafter with your sword and shoulder. So you are currently standing over Hisoka with a blazing rafter held up on your shoulder.
I always force it forward and off of me.
Yeah. It hits the ground next to Hisoka.
And then with that done, draw Shinohana out of the rafter, and honestly, if these rafters are particularly thick, put it away, draw the machete, and break the rafter that is currently on Kisaki, So, and Hayato.
How are you trying to break it?
Mostly, I just need to not hit either of them and break it off near them so that they can push it off themselves.
Yeah.
Because if the entire weight of it is on them, they can't move it easily.
But remember, if the entire weight of it is on us, you hitting it is only going to put more weight on us.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Can I help lift it off? I don't
Upward
know
swing, though.
if I'm.
There's not enough room to swing upward.
All right.
you
Well,
would have to lever it up.
then just lever. Yeah, just lever off
Okay.
of them.
Give me an athletics roll.
I can help out with that. I have a lot of athletics.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Irie,
to
you're
avoid
not,
athletics because my strength is not as high as my endurance.
Irie, you're not. Irie, you're not.
Okay, I will
pinned,
push.
but
You
can
will
help.
endure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All three of you give me an athletics roll.
Okay.
30. Hey, look at that.
16.
37.
You plant the machete and start pushing, and the other two come over and you shove the rafters off of the two of them. Hayato's still conscious. So is not.
Yep. I'm immediately just getting So up, at least one arm around my neck,
Would
and
it
trying to
require
get
a
him
medicine
out.
roll to know if it's like injury or something else?
Sure. Give me a medicine roll.
Basically, I need to know if this is poison, damage, or psychic. Because I can fix it either way. 25.
He got hit in the face with a flaming rafter falling from above. It's physical.
Thanks. Yeah. Healing. What?
I was just.
If
Yes,
you're
it's
going
physical.
to tell me that's socially inappropriate, tell me now.
I mean, dragging the person out before healing would probably be better because the building is on
Okay,
fire
yeah.
around you.
Yeah.
Yep,
Fine.
that's what
Yeah.
Hayato's doing.
All right.
Find your way out.
Hey, 22. He's probably making some progress.
Hisoka, you managed to get your foot free.
Let me help Hayato out because I'm stronger than you. Sorry.
Yep, and athletics roll.
29.
So the two of you get so up and begin moving out. The those that survived the initial barrage seem to be moving out. Hayato, your father is helping people get out of the building.
Okay, I was gonna because that's where I'd be looking next.
The group of you all manage to get outside and standing in the snow as the building burns behind you. You look up and on the wall, standing on the wall across from you, you see long dark hair, tattooed upper body.
You motherfucker! He
A
doesn't
man
actually say that.
Is
'cause that's rude, but-
standing there with his arms crossed. You survived. I just wanted to make sure you knew I was serious. As he smiles.
With respect, we made it clear that we understood your seriousness already.
Well, gathering armies seems less like leaving, so I figured I'd start the fun off.
Akane draws the flame blade. Glad to continue if you want it.
I'm going to try and cast Minor Binding because there's like this much chance it'll work.
Right? And as you all...
Is he 60 foot away or do I need to raise it?
He is... Yeah, he's within
I
60 feet.
feel like we're not winning this fight if we start.
So if his
people.
Earth Ring is less than 3 and I cast it successfully.
His Earth Ring is not less than 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
This
it cannot
is-
affect Lost.
Yeah.
It is worth a fucking shot.
That is fair.
As the group of you prepare and attempt spellcasting, succeed at spellcasting, attempt effects, as Akujin Kairai stares at you from the wall, that's where this season comes to an end. We'll be back next week with West Rising, a Werewolf the Apocalypse game, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. See you then. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.